Good day, everyone. We are delighted to present our Employee Leave Management System for our CPA Professional Course 2 midterms. Our team, Christian Dre S. Abusca, Elamida La Paz, Adriana A. Fernandez, and Lika Lanaza, has developed a system to help manage employee leaves easily and efficiently. In our presentation, we will cover the system easy to use, the library overview. In this, we use different software libraries to ensure everything works well. The database overview. Our the registration and login. In this, we'll explain how users sign up and log in securely. And of course, the code functionality. Here, we'll show how our system handles adding, viewing, updating, and deleting leave records. We hope you find our presentation informative and see how our system can make managing employee leaves easier. Let's get started and look at the features and benefits of our system. Thank you for your attention.
A pleasant day, everyone. I am Adriana Fernandez, and today I'll be discussing our website's intuitive design and performance focused features. To ensure our system is neat and appealing, we have incorporated specific color schemes to enhance the user experience. These color schemes typically reflect a modern and clean design aesthetic, emphasizing high contrast and readability as well as the usability. Um, the color schemes include shades of gray, orange, and white. Grays for a sleek background, orange to add vibrancy and to draw attention to key actions, and white that offers contrast, ensuring content is clear and readable. Regarding the website font, we use browser default font. Using browser default font can streamline your project by reducing dependencies, which in turns can enhance system performance with faster load times. It also promotes a consistent user experience as users are really familiar with their browser default font, making your system more intuitive and user-friendly.
In this part of the presentation, we will explore the jar files that empower our Eclipse-based project. First, the Derby. To integrate Apache Derby, a lightweight embeddable rational database into Java application. Next, Jakarta Servlet JSP JSTL provides the implementation for the JSP standard tag library, or also known as JSTL, enabling the use of predefined tags to manipulate common tasks like iteration and conditionals in JSP. Next, Jakarta Servlet JSP JSTL API contains the API specifications for JSTL, defining the contract that implementation must follow. JSP API, this is the Java Server Pages, or also known as JSP, API which allows developers to create dynamically generated web pages based on HTML, XML, or other document types. Next, we have JSTL 1.2, an older version of the JSTL library providing custom tags for JSP to handle common tasks. As you can see in our library, we also have script. This is for hashing algorithm. We haven't used it yet, but as we improve our system, this could be useful to securely stores the user's password for enhanced security. Lastly, we have Servlet API, used for handling HTTP requests and responses in Java web application.
Now, for registration table, this script sets the schema up and create a table named registration with columns name, department, email, and password intended to store data submitted from registration form on a JSP file. This setup ensures that we have an organized way of managing user registrations allowing for efficient data retrieval and management. That's all. And now let's go on to the next page, please. Database overview number. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. So, for the database overview number 2, to store the data and information, we created a table in our database, as you can see, called LMA table in the app schema. And the columns include the code ID, which serves as the primary and unique key of each information submitted. Next is the name, where the name of the employee applying for leave is added or located. For the type leave or the type of leave like sick leave, vacation leave, maternity leave, and more. Next is for the status, where we have three different status. We have the pending, approved, and rejected. In the created at, it is where the timestamp of when the leave is created and submitted located. And this includes the date and the time when it is created. And lastly, for the columns, we have the updated at, where the timestamp of the information is edited, is added. So additionally, we added a trigger that is named update underscore LMA table underscore updated at. And this trigger adds the timestamp in the updated at column when the information or record have changes. This trigger will be used when it detects a change in the name, department, type leave, and or status in the element table. That's all for the database overview number 2.
Now for the registration. The registration process starts with a user filling out a registration form. These forms include fields such as name, department, email, and password. Once the user submits the form, the systems perform form validation to ensure that all required fields are filled out correctly and that the input data meets necessary criteria. For example, proper email format and strong password. If the input data is valid, the information is sent directly to the database and stored in the registration table. After successful registration, the user is redirected to the login page. Each process involves the user entering the email and password on the login page. The system checks if the provided email and password match any entry in the database. If the email and password do not match, the page refreshes and displays an error message. If the credentials are correct, the user is granted access and redirected to the dashboard page. The login validation ensures that only registered users can access the system, maintaining the data security integrity. By implementing this registration and login process, our system ensures the user data is securely handled and only authorized personnel can access the system functionalities.
For our code functionality in our website, we have already discussed the necessary files outlined in the libraries overview, as well as the creation of databases or tables using the embedded Derby driver and the logic behind the registration and login form. Now, we will elaborate on the functionality of our servlet. The servlet acts as a central controller in our employee leave management system, leveraging Java Servlet technology to handle user registration and authentication through our registration DAO presented in our code and login DAO respectively. It seamlessly integrates CRUD operations in our LMA DAO for managing leave records, wherein the servlet dynamically process HTTP requests for managing actions such as displaying registration and login forms, inserting new users and leave records, listing existing leaves, updating leave details, and deleting records as required, wherein this ensures robust functionality and user-friendly interactions across our web application. As we delve deeper into the website's functionality regarding its CRUD operations, I will now hand over the virtual microphone to Ms. Nika Lanasa.
So for the read part of the CRUD, we have a dashboard that displays a table of the employee leave records and have various buttons for adding, editing, and deleting the entries. In this part of CRUD, it retrieves the data that was stored in the database to have users an easy access of the information in the database. So for every entry that is submitted and edited, everything is being retrieved and displayed in the table. So in our table, we also have the similar columns to the table that we created in the database with just an additional column of actions where the user can edit and delete the entry. So as stated before in the database overview number 2, we have the code ID, name, department, type leave or type of leave, the status created at and updated at as the column in the LMA table in the database. And now here in the CRUD read, we also have the same columns with just an additional actions where the user can edit and delete the entry. So next for our CRUD, next slide please. So for our create part include, we have a button called the add employee leave. So when clicked, the user will be redirected to the add leave form. So in this form, the user can enter their name, the department in the select department, and the type of leave in the select type of leave that they are applying. So when submitted, the form collects the data such as the name, department, and type of leave and sends this data to the server where it is processed and stored into the database. So additionally, when the form is submitted, the status is initially set to pending. The status can be changed in the edit part of the code, which will be discussed by Mr. Abuska. Thank you.
For the next CRUD operation, which is the update, when a user clicks on Edit in the Actions column of the Leave Management interface, they initiate a process that redirects them to the Update Leave form, wherein this page is designed to facilitate the modification of existing leave records. The update leave form is structured to display a form that is pre-populated with the current details of the leave records being edited. This pre-filling ensures that users can easily review and make necessary adjustments to specific fields such as the name, department, type of leave, and the current status. Upon submission of the updated information through the form, the data is transmitted back to the server, wherein the Java servlet are responsible for handling this data flow. Specifically, these methods manage the retrieval of the leave record from the database based on its unique code ID identifier, and once retrieved, the servlet updates the record with the newly submitted information. Um, Importantly, as part of the update process, the update time field is automatically updated to reflect the current timestamp, wherein this ensures that each leave record accurately reflects the time of its most recent modification. This update time feature enhances transparency and accountability within the leave management system, whereas it provides administrators and users with real-time information on when each leave record was last updated. For the next CRUD operation, next slide please. Now for the last CRUD operation, which is delete. Within the actions column again of the leave management interface, um, there is a delete button wherein this button triggers a specific functionality implemented within the system to manage the removal of the leave records from the database. When the user clicks on the delete button associated with a particular leave record, the system invokes a method designed to execute the deletion process. This method operates by identifying the leave record to be deleted based on its unique code ID parameter. This parameter serves as a key identifier that uniquely distinguish each leave record within the database. The delete method initiates a sequence of actions when the server side on the Java servlet, wherein it first validates the user's authorization to perform the deletion, ensuring that only authorized personnel can execute this action to maintain data integrity and security protocols. Wherein on the image there is a before and after deletion wherein the code ID is 202, and when you press the delete button um on the dashboard, the information cannot be seen anymore once it is deleted. Now that we explained everything, next is to ex- have a demo of our leave management system presented by Ms. Nika Lanaza.
That's all for our presentation, and thank you for listening and watching.